Good evening. What's going on out there, everybody? Welcome. It's Garrett over at Born to be Rad. Little late night, rad up all night. Haven't done one in about 2 weeks, maybe. But it was kind of a last minute, spur of the moment thing. Just checking to see who is out there. We'll get a little discussion going on. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Stadium Tour, which is the cool concert event festival, I guess, that I went yesterday. Want to tell you some cool things coming up on the channel. I got a showcase of the new Tenebrae from Synapse, and we can just chit chat for a little bit. I don't think I'm going to stay on too long, no later than an hour. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I have some clients on vacation and some cancellations tomorrow. So my day is not as busy as it usually is on a Monday. So figured I'd come up and just see what you guys are up to. So I see we got double digits over here in the chat already. So I'll go to the chat and see who's out there. So before I start chatting about the Stadium Tour and other things, we'll see who's out there tonight. All right, Mr. Old Curly Jaws and Duncan, what's going on? Chucky fan, what's up, man? Mac Boy Color, what is going on? What is this? Which celebrity did you like meeting and hate meeting? Like in general? Like ever? To be honest, you know which one of the like most awkward celebrity meetings I've ever had was Zeus, aka Tiny Lister. You know, he was kind of in gimmick, you know, and it was weird to figure out if he was in gimmick or if he was really mad, and he was kind of an asshole, to be honest, when I met him. But I also heard that he's a super nice guy to other people that have met him in the past, so I don't know if it was a bad day. I don't know if it was just he was playing character, but it was a real awkward, I'm going to say, meeting. So I would say he's definitely on the bottom of the list, sadly, because, you know, I love No Holds Barred and, of course, Friday, but No Holds Barred is always my jam. And when I first knew who Tiny Lister was, it was from the character Zeus. Actually, before No Holds Barred came out, it was in WWF. And that was kind of around the time I started really getting into wrestling, was like right before he came in. I think I started watching about Mania 5, so he was shortly after. As far as like meeting celebrities, I usually have a pretty good experience with them. I'm going to say like Felissa Rose is always someone who comes out as like one of the best. Super nice. Rowdy Piper was super nice, man. Like, you know, when you go to these events, you really notice the people that are the ones that are most interactive and the nicest ones. They're actually standing either in front of their table or behind their table. And that's how the ones I usually notice are like the most down to earth. But that's a quick little answer for you there. We got Monkey in the house. I have a horror-related question. You consider Michael from the Lost Boys a Scream King? Huh. Actually never thought about that. I guess so, sure. Could be. I guess he fits all the material to be. But I never thought about that before. Movie Junkie John. Yeah, you might be able to score one. That's it's an original, but that might not be. I don't know. Is it? I thought maybe it was like a video cassette poster, but I think it's the original one sheet. I believe it's definitely original. It's either original video poster, or original one sheet, but they're not that expensive. So if you search around, you can find one. Slaughterport, what is up, man? Guys, check out Slaughterport over there. He's the former horror YouTuber of the month. Old Curly. Jake. Oh, yeah, you did have an issue with Jake. I met Jake once, maybe twice. He was okay to me. You know who wasn't, though? Vader was kind of a jerk when I met him. Vader was kind of. But Snake Roberts, I could understand that. The Boba Fetts. Haven't seen you in here in a while, man. Oh, nice. Nice, 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 nice. All right, how was Flashback? Was that this weekend? I'm gonna look up some videos. I'd love to see, some tours of Flashback and who was there. Robert Englund had Living King last winter. Ooh, hell yeah, man. Who do you got on the Lost Boys poster, man? Alex Winter's a good ad. He wasn't doing conventions for a while, so here's the thing. That's good that you bring that up because I want to talk about it as well. I ordered the Zavi set. Never ordered from them before. I've always been interested in because they put out such great stuff, but Lost Boys obviously put me over the edge with that, and I actually kind of thought it was a little bit expensive for it. But again, it's Lost Boys, and it's kind of my favorite. So, and it's a movie that never gets love. So to get that in a nice edition is long overdue. So I did buy that, but then I saw like Cinemuseum is doing their own sets, which is like a bigger and better set. And there's this like limited box set, but it's like I think it's almost $200. And obviously that's way too much money for one movie, no matter what kind of goodies you put in it, right? But at the same time, it's only limited to 300, and I'm like, well, I like it better. It's a huge box. It's got all this stuff in it. It's unnecessary, I'll be the first to admit, but a part of me is like, it'd be kind of cool to have a 1 of 300 of something. And I don't know, man. I would love it. I don't want to spend that money. But if I do happen to jump on the pre-order and get one, I'm probably going to sell my Zavi set or see if I can cancel my order on it. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't even know when that Cinemuseum set goes on sale. It's not up for pre-order yet, but I don't know, man. I'm definitely getting the Zavi one. As far as if I get the bigger one, I have no idea. Nice, man. Cool, Ken. Yeah. I was thinking about getting the Poltergeist one too, but it's kind of pricey, man. So I was like, I don't know. I might go back and get it. Ash Williams, what's up, man? New Texas. I don't know. I haven't even looked into it. I don't know anything about it. I personally didn't care for the last one that they did on Netflix. So I'll watch the second one. But I haven't even checked and see what it's about, or I have no clue. I have no clue about it. Ken Carlson, yeah, I'm probably gonna get it. I have the Blu-ray from Code Red, but I think Synapse is gonna make that look really good and probably give it some features and stuff. So I'm gonna grab that. Anthony, what's up, dude? What's going on? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, I'm gonna get it for sure. I'm actually selling off my Scream Factory Blue with slip and poster right now. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna down for that. Boba Fett's, what do you got? All right, Jason Patrick, Kiefer Sutherland, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, Jason Newlander, Jamie Gertz, Diane Weiss, and her. What? We gotta talk, man. How did you get Jamie Gertz? She's and Weist. Those are the only two I don't have. I've got everybody except them two. Man, Jamie Gertz would be that's like once in a lifetime opportunity. I have a Diane Weiss signed 8x10, but I have a Lost Boys poster with everybody on it. Everybody you name there, plus the kid who played Laddie, plus who else am I missing? G-Tom Mack, plus Tim Capello, plus what's her name there? The girl at the video store there. Joe Minter, Kelly Joe Minter. She's on it. But no Gertz and no Weist on that poster, man. I'm jealous. Yeah, Slaughterport. So they announced Street Trash. I'm probably going to get it. I have the Blu-ray that they did, that Synapse did. I hate to upgrade because, I mean, it's cool, but it's not a favorite of mine. But I think it's really going to depend for me on what it's going to look like. Are they going to put it out in a cool packaging? Is it going to be a steel book? Is it not? What do they got for features? I may jump on it. I have to just kind of check it out. Ashley, I'm sure us watch the Munsters. Pay anything physical after how bad it looks. I'm gonna buy the Munsters. I don't care. I'll buy it, and that's how I'll watch it for the first time. Just because, I mean, I have everything else Rob Zombie's done, so I don't want to, I'm not going to pass on it now. So I'll definitely buy the Munsters, and that's probably how I'm going to check it out. I don't know. I have The Lodge. It's a good movie. I have it on Blu-ray, so I don't know if it does have a 4K or not. Yeah, man. Movie Junkie John, there's just too much stuff coming out in general. I mean, October is even just nuttier, but like, I feel like every day there's pre-orders, and it's cool, but as a collector and stuff, it's like, I wish we had a little breathing room, There's too many companies now, and it's like everybody's outdoing each other. And even with silly things that like normally we wouldn't buy, but when they pretty them up and stuff, it really, it really just makes you want it. And, I fall in that trap a lot just because I have that collector mentality that I've had my whole life. So I really got to fight with myself about stuff because, little things, money obviously is only so much, right? And, just space, I think, for me. Thanks, Dale. Good call, man. Yeah, check it. White wedding. Thanks, man. Good eyes on that. Halloween box set. I'm gonna say yes. I haven't yet. I'm actually kind of waiting to see if like Amazon brings it down in price or something. It's just with everything coming out. The only thing I want is I want them only to complete the set. Like I don't need them. Like I don't even care for them, to be honest with you. I really don't care for those movies that much. Personally, I am fine with my Halloween set that I have. I actually still think that's the best Halloween box set ever. But because I have the other ones, I'm like, I might as well complete it. And to be honest, it doesn't bother me that there's no Rob Zombie, because I know people are complaining about that. But to me, that's like a different universe. So it doesn't even give me doesn't make an ounce of difference to me. Like if they did a Rob Zombie box set, then that's perfectly fine. And if they didn't have leaves and stuff, like I don't care, because it's not even the same realm of like these other movies. So I'll probably get it, but I really just don't want to spend $120 for it. No way. I mean, I think if like the Friday the 13th box set has gone down so much, I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't. But the only reservation I have is I just don't want to, for whatever reason, miss out on like the slips, because once I get that box set, I'm ripping the box off. Either going to sell it or store it away, and just have the individual releases next to the other ones. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to probably get it, but I'm not rushing to get it anytime soon. So I probably won't be someone that's, again, I probably won't be someone that's going to do a video unboxing it, because I don't think I'll have it. But I mean, price may go down before it even gets released. It's not going to release for like 2 months. But speaking of that, I know a couple people had got their Chucky sets, the Child Play sets. Mine's coming in tomorrow, so I probably will have a video up tomorrow unboxing that. So be ready for that. I got a couple of people chiming in here. Ken Carlson. Yeah, I mean, again, personally, like, I love both those movies, but I have the Blu-ray. I'm not going to upgrade on them. It's just too much to upgrade. I mean, it's just too many. Like, it's just constant double dipping. Like, I have to be very careful what I'm doing. Is Uncle Bill the Rat Pack? Not yet. He's trying, though. He's working hard. If you guys checked it, he's got like his own merch now, Uncle Rad merch. Like, he's really putting in the work. So I got to give him props. I think we're gonna put him through like I think I'm gonna put him through like a virtual workout. I think Mel's gonna like take him shopping, like, with FaceTime and stuff. So we're gonna work on him and see what happens. But as of now, no. But speaking of Rad Pack, we do have our 3rd episode premiering and live on Friday at 10 p.m. This Friday at 10 p.m. So keep your eyes peeled. Tomorrow we will, you'll see a link that you can hit reminder so you guys don't miss it, because the last episode, Rad Pack, Camp Rad Pack or whatever, yeah, the Camp Rad Pack one, like it got so much positive feedback. So I want to get that chat bumping in there. So definitely tomorrow, keep your eyes up. When you see that notification come through that it's up and you can RSVP, do it, and you'll see it kind of go. We'll promote it on our social medias on Instagram and stuff. So on Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff. So follow me, Mel, and Justin. And we'll stop promoting it. So you'll get the unveiling tomorrow of episode 3, which will be this Friday at 10. Wow, man, this is incredible. Wow. Oh my God, I can't. Well, if you have any hookups at all, let me know with Jamie Gertz. I mean, sadly, I'll never be able to get my poster done, but man, that's so killer, dude. I understand why she doesn't do conventions and stuff, but you know what? Everybody who doesn't want to do it and then does one, like they're always back, because for them, I mean, think about how easy money that is. They don't even realize how easy money that is, you know? So for instance, case in point, I'm a huge Salem's Lot fan. Man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was just at Chiller convention last year. He played Mark in Salem's Lot. Lance Kerwin, his name is, I believe. And he was his first convention ever. And I went up there, and a lot of people were excited to meet him, and he was taking pictures, and he was having a great time, and he was telling me, he's like, I've never done one of these before. It's wild. And he probably realized how much money he could make to just sit there and talk to people that he probably thought could give two shits about him. And he signed back on for this Chiller, plus one of the boys there that was knocking on the window. I can't remember at the top of my head what his name was. He's going to be with him now. So he probably called up his buddies. He's like, dude, you got to get in on this convention thing. I mean, it's crazy, right? So I just wish she would do one. Her and Phoebe Cates are like the two, like, what do you call them? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like white, what do they call them? White whales? No, what's the word? But basically they're like the two that I would love to meet. Dude, no, I haven't. I actually, if you guys don't, again, 2 things, guys. If you don't follow, well, 3. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go to Born to Be Rad on Instagram. I post there a lot, every day. TikTok, I'm trying to get into a little bit, so you can go check me out there, Born to Be Rad. That's mostly just like collection showcases, but in video form. Like I'll pick up an object and I'll show it, and then there'll be music playing. So it's a little more collection oriented. Also, if you guys check out Twitter, I'm on there. Twitter is interesting. I post, but I don't do a lot of interacting too much on there, just because I feel like it's like the Wild West over on Twitter, and there's a lot of negativity and stuff. So I'm on there, but I actually decided to comment under NECA's post, and I never comment on anybody's stuff, especially negative stuff. I never try to do that, especially on other people's pages. I just don't think it's right. But they're posting all this new stuff, like, hey, we just got the license to He-Man and we're gonna make masks and stuff. And I posted underneath, and I was like, hey man, like, this is cool, but what about the people that pre-ordered these Child's Play dolls in 2018 that put down a lot of money for the pre-order, and they're just sitting on the shelves, like, not coming out? And they give us updates kind of like every 6 months, saying no, like they're in production, or COVID and things are pushed back. Like, that's the thing that bothers me, is it's like they're praising and announcing all this new stuff all the time, but it's like, well, what about these things? And if we're not going to do it, like, just say it, and then I'll just get my money back and go to Trick or Treat Studios. That's my issue. So no, I haven't really heard anything about the Chucky dolls, which sucks. Oracle, what's up? Nice to see the live stream chat where I went to Flashback Weekend. Oh, somebody else in here was at Flashback. Steve Monic. Cool. Yeah, someone else in here is in Flashback. I actually didn't even know that it was going on this weekend. I had no idea. So I'm gonna go look up some videos and try to see, like, if anybody has like a walkthrough or anything. I love watching that kind of stuff. Magnetic T. Dude, I said that. I said that on I think it was in our if you watch like our Halloween Ends trailer reaction or whatever. I think that's where I said it. I said like they need to do like we had predictions or something, I think. I forget where it was, but I was like, they should do like multiverses where like, oh, you know what it was? It was on that's where it was. If you guys check out Sledgehammer Horror, I was on there with Christian Hanahara and Ken from Mid-Level Media, and it was like crossover movies or something. It was like, you know, things you want to see happen or something. And I necessarily don't want to see it. I just thought it'd be a funny idea that it's like, with all these Marvel movies going over the place with all these different universes, I'm like, why don't you just take Halloween and like, you know, Paul Rudd shows up and it's like a different dimension. He's like the Tommy Doyle from like another dimension, and then him and Anthony Michael Hall like teammates and whatnot. So I don't know. I kind of talked about that where you could have like the universe of Halloween, but then you know you never know. You could have a universe of something else. But I really don't want to see that. I just think it'd be so wild if they did it because I think they're running out of ideas now. I heard hamburgers maybe in the works. I'm probably behind in the chat. Monkey's talking about Ade, Due, Demboa. Oh, you already got your Chucky set? Yeah, why the heck mine take so long? I ordered it the first day. Actually, no, I lied. I didn't order it the first day. That's probably why mine's taking so long. I held off on it because I wasn't sure what edition I wanted. Manic T, thanks, man. I always forget to say this. Like the video, guys. It helps the channel out. If anybody in here is not subbed, please sub. You know, I always have content. I can tell you right now what's going on in the channel. So I just announced that Rad Pack Episode 3 is debuting live this Friday at 10 p.m. and it's always a good time. So much fun. And tomorrow we're gonna release the contents of what the episode's gonna be about. I'm gonna see what else I got over here. I'm working on a show with Deandra from Slash. Oh my God, Sassy Media. Jesus, it's late, guys. And we're gonna be talking about heavy metal and horror. So there, we're working on that. No date yet for that, but it's in the works. I'm going to be doing another episode of Rad Company, and I have Side Hustle Cinema is going to be coming on. No date on that yet, but it's going to probably be this month. Let me see. Room Tour is still work in progress. Again, every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it this weekend, like something comes up. So last weekend, my brother went on tour, so he wasn't there. So I need him to film. This weekend, I was going to do it, but then I just randomly got tickets to the Stadium Tour, which I'll talk about now. Stadium Tour is a sick tour. It's something I've wanted to go to since it was announced in like 2019. And because of COVID and the pandemic, and Vince Neil from Motley Crue was having some issues, so they kept pushing it back. And finally, it came around last night, and a client of mine actually got me tickets. So, you know, thank you to her, because they were like $200 a piece. And we had really good seats too. And so she gave me some tickets and I went because she knew how much I wanted to go. So yeah, it was fantastic. I haven't been to a concert since 2019. The last concert I went to, I think, was like Sebastian Bach. He played like the whole Skid Row album. It was awesome. But last night it was Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett, and it was so good. We had great seats, very, very close on the floor. Everybody was having a grand old time. Like, there was no drama. There was no fights. Everybody was just going crazy. Like, and I'm going to tell you right now, Poison and Def Leppard feel like they just came off stage in like the 80s. They don't look like they're from the 80s, but they sound just like the albums do, just like they did, you know, years and years ago. I was shocked. Motley Crue was awesome. It was heavy. They were killing it. You know, Vince Neil, it's not the old Vince Neil. I mean, he's got some issues with his voice, and, you know, he wasn't moving around that well. But what Motley Crue did really well was there was a lot of theatrics in their performance. So there was a lot of TV monitors and flashing lights and backup dancers and, you know, things falling from the stage. And there's just a lot going on with them. So it took away, I think, a little bit from like focusing on Vince Neil and stuff. But Tommy Lee was great. Nikki Sixx was great. Mick Mars was there, man, and like I couldn't believe it. He can barely walk, and I'm just shocked that he's still going. And all these bands, it was just fantastic. If this tour comes around you have to go. It is pricey, but now that I've been, I would pay that price to go again. Because I wasn't sure what I was going to get. And the setup, at least where I was, it was just like you felt like you were somewhere special. The stage was gigantic. The place was sold out. We were at Fenway Park, which is where the Boston Red Sox play. And I mean, the whole place was sold out. I mean, it was insane to just see a sea of that many people to see these bands. And Def Leppard, to me, are not even just rock stars. Like Poison, Motley Crue, those guys are rock stars. Like Def Leppard are like legendary. Like to see them live now, I'm like, why are these guys not headlining like award shows and stuff? Like they are so good. Unreal. So I recommend checking that out for sure if you guys haven't. But anyway, on to other things going on. Yeah, like I said, the Chucky set, you'll probably get that for me as soon as I get it in. I got the Rad Pack episode coming up, Rad Company coming up this month with Side Hustle Cinema, working on a show with Deandra and about heavy metal and horror. And then I'm supposed to be on a couple other people's shows, which again, one got postponed last week, and then we got some dates to work out. And then we're going to be doing a Vestron Year 1 with Dead Pit. That's the next one that we're going to kind of do as well. So, yeah, guys. So that's coming up on the channel. Let me see Ken Carlson. Where do you rank the Wraith soundtrack with his fire and Hold On Blue Eyes? I don't know, man. I haven't, like, I know the music on that, but I don't have the soundtrack for that movie, so I don't know it off the top of my head. I remember the music in the movie being great, but like I said, if I had the actual soundtrack that I listened to, I could give you a better answer, but I don't. Brian Goes Blue. What's up, dude? You guys going on after me overnight, Brian? Brian and Pop are always up mad late. I say this is up all night. They're up overnight. And I try to catch them as much as I can, but I'm always about to pass out. Chucky fan, Rad Pack, Gleaming the Cube live. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, that's right up our alley, so you probably will catch that. We've got 3 shows lined up right now with Rad Pack. You're going to get one on Friday. We're going to do one. I think we're going to do one a month, like mid-month, I think. And we're going to introduce a new concept this week on some things we're going to do for shows, so you guys can check that out. New little series that we're going to do. It'll just give us more content ideas. The next one we're going to do is going to be talking about one single movie. That's going to be in September. And then maybe we'll get into Gleaming the Cube soon after. Let me see what we got here. Ali Hammond. Just want to let you know I finished PT school in 1 week, and your channel has been taking my mind off stressful. Hey, man, listen. I appreciate that so much. I started this for fun because I had a collection that I had been collecting things for years. I had friends that were doing YouTube, like people like Pizzow and Dead Pit. And, you know, they've been telling me for years I should do a channel just based on my collection alone. And, you know, when the pandemic hit, I ended up buying a lot of this video equipment because I do not physical therapy, but I do fitness training. And I was taking a lot of my fitness training online. So I needed to make sure I had cameras and lights and all that stuff to make it as professional as possible. I also had a little bit extra time on my hands. And, you know, I was like, you know what? Like, my collection has kind of been sitting on the back burner. I just had a kid not too long ago and work being so busy, and I didn't have a time to do anything. So I said, let me give this thing a shot. And it really just, to me, you know, you see these other channels, these bigger channels and stuff. Like, my channel's not a big channel. I mean, I'm still kind of more or less a rookie, but the support that you guys have given me and, you know, other creators have given me as far as like, hey, you want to come on my show? Hey, I want to interview you. Hey, let's collaborate. Like, it's been great. Like, these are all people I was watching, right? So I appreciate that, man. And I get messages like this a lot from people on Instagram. And man, it means a lot because for me to do these, it takes, like, this is what keeps me driving to do these because my life is hectic and it's hard to sometimes get material in and keep this channel running. Like, but when you guys really enjoy what I'm doing, it really gives me the nudge to do that. So, it's funny that you bring up physical therapy school. I'm curious how you liked it. I do a lot. I work with physical therapists a lot. They will, refer their clients to me when they're ready to like start exercising and stuff, because, I do a lot of pain-free training and stuff like that. And speaking of that, guys, I do online fitness. I don't know if everybody knows that, like I just said, but, again, I'll throw this out there. September, I'm going to be doing a 6-week Better You online program. So it's for beginners, maybe people who need exercise in their life that are afraid to start, or maybe don't feel comfortable starting, or not knowing how to start, but know they need to start. And basically it's all virtual. So I'm probably going to take only about 6 people on. I haven't announced it. I have like a newsletter of like 500 people that I'm going to reach out to, see if who's interested in it. I'll promote it on social media. But yeah, guys, I'll throw it out there. If anybody in this world feels like that's something that would be good for them. It's a lot of teaching as well. Like I really want people to get into better habits. And even when it comes to exercising, like understanding the how to do it instead of just the what to do, or the why we're doing it instead of, hey, just do this, because there's too many programs out there that you can get for free on YouTube and stuff that are just throwing exercises together and expect that everybody that's watching understands and knows how to do it. And what ends up happening is people get hurt and, or they feel discouraged because they're not ready for that stuff yet. And the fitness industry is the Wild West, and I'm hoping to try to change that in my own little way. So just figured if anybody is interested, it's something I'm going to start doing some free consultations with people before September, just to see who's in and who's really wants to make a change. And it's a good little kickstart to change someone's life. So anyway, enough about that. I figured I'll throw it out there. If anybody sees this and thinks it's them that could use a change, find me on Instagram and we can chat. Oh, Jamie Hart, what up, kid? Man, Poison was awesome, so good. I love all that stuff. I love 80s. I love hair bands. Like I'm a big fan of that. But I've actually Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard, and Joan Jett. Like I had never seen them prior to this show, so. I mean, I missed them anytime they ever came around, so I was super happy to get there. And I have a feeling like, I don't know, Poison and Def Leppard, I feel like are going to have more tours. I think this may be Motley's last tour. I mean, the only thing is going to be money talks, and these guys, and you sell out Fenway Park 2 nights in a row, and you're bringing in some big money, because like I said, tickets were like at least $100 a piece. I was on the floor, like, probably less than 100 yards from stage, and they were $200 a piece. So, I mean, I can only imagine how much these guys are pulling in for this tour. So they may just put their differences aside, say, hey, we don't care what you sound like, Vince. Like, we got to do this again. I mean, you never know. But if I was a betting man, I would say this may be the last one for them. All right, so speaking of that, man, I love Halloween 2. It's one of my favorite sequels of all time. It actually is one of the biggest problems I have with the new trilogy, is that they made it a point to try to pretend that didn't happen. And I think it's actually hurt this new trilogy than if they would have kept it, in there, because nothing's really changed. The only thing that's changed is they had to make a little sly comment on 2018 and be like, oh yeah, people thought that, but it was a rumor or whatever. Like, that was the only line or the only thing that really canceled that out, right? And I almost think they could go back and change it and be like, no, that girl didn't know, and they really are related, because I think it would just connect everything way better, personally, regardless if Carpenter wanted or not. To me, Michael Myers and her were always siblings. I always, like, when I think of that, I always think that they're siblings. So keep that in mind and keep your eyes open, because I am supposed to do, when Ends comes out, I'm going to do a show talking about that in general with Brandon Tabato. He's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about that in a RAD Company episode. So what's up, Dennis Weaver's missing tooth? Robert England probably made $100K. I can only imagine. I was lucky to meet him a few times. First time I met him, he was $30. Got a bunch of stuff signed. Second time I met him, I think he was 40, and you got a picture with him too. So now, I mean, he's way up there, and I'm like, thank God I met him when I did. What's up, Movie Junkie? I was saying Nick got better post 2020. They made many mistakes. I think the main guy, Randy, was a bit rough on Twitter, huh? Yeah, I mean, I love NECA. I mean, I buy NECA stuff all the time, but it's just the point that it's like, you know, it's either shit or get off the pot, basically. There's a lot of people who have forked over hundreds of dollars for pre-order that have been sitting on it for 3 years. And it's like, if they're not coming, just cancel it. Cancel it, say, forget it, we can't get it done. It is what it is. But to just keep people like in limbo and hold their money like that, like it is a problem. And you would think as a business, one of the top priorities would be like, hey, let's get these things out since we promised them 3 years ago, you know? Chucky versus Sam. I don't know. Probably Chucky. Hey, thanks, Alyssa Milano. Star Teen Wolf 3. Hell yeah. I love it. Too bad we never got that. Ben Grimm. Oh, they are? I haven't even been on YouTube at all today. I was actually just got done watching the Lex Luger documentary. I loved Lex Luger growing up. He was like one of my favorite wrestlers, and they were doing a biography on him on TV, and it's something that I've been waiting for a while. They've been talking about doing it, and it just finally aired tonight. So I was watching that. So I didn't even know anybody was on there. Who else is streaming? Oh yeah, Rock of everybody went nuts when Rock of Ages hit. Brian Trash, what's up? What's up? Slasher, what's up? So you're going to bed tonight. Usually it's the other way around. So I'm Brian. So I don't know if he's still sleeping, but I don't know if he's already sleeping. But we turn the tables tonight. No hair metal, Brian? I saw Slayer in. I saw Slayer. I've only seen them once. I saw them in Providence, and it must have been 99, maybe 99. And I'm trying to think who they played with. Huh. I don't remember, but I did see them in 1999. There's another horror that's. Let me see. Cool, man. I think, man. Yeah, there was another convention this weekend too. Flashback. Oh wow, you were there too? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you. Mac Boy. Oh wow. That must have been so killer, Mac Boy. Woo! That must have been sick. Oh, Jamie, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, it's you guys what keeps me motivated to do this because, you know, I'm really going to try to, you know, thread it into my regular life here. So, but I will tell you guys, like, I love it. Like, I really do. It's the most interaction. Like, I don't know a lot of you, but I feel like I know you guys, and I think that it's just an easy way for me to stay creative. It's a good way for me to, again, just get my brain off of like work-related stuff for a little bit, and I can just kind of just chill. That's why I like doing these late nights too, because it's just so like there's no formula. It's just chit chat, talk about a couple things, and go to bed. So I'm gonna go about 20 more minutes here. Dude, you know what? I absolutely love that scene. And last night when they were playing Talk Dirty to Me, like that's all I thought of was like that scene when they were playing at the ski thing or whatever. Dude, I love it. I loved it. Oh yeah, guys. You know what? I was thinking this the other day. So like, I'm sure a lot of you seen Dirt. It's the Motley Crue movie. Really cool. But I don't know if a lot of people have seen the Runaway movie with Scout Taylor Compton, Kristen Stewart. It was awesome. I loved it. And I know a lot of people don't ever talk about it. But what's really interesting is I'm a huge Scout Taylor Compton fan. Always have been since Rob Zombie's Halloween. I have like almost all of her movies on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff. I'm just a big fan of hers. And when I met her a couple times, and one of the times I met her, she was really excited in promoting the Runaways. This must have been post Halloween, maybe post Halloween 2, maybe not, maybe in between, I forget, but it's all she was talking about. She's like, yeah, I play Lita Ford, like it's gonna be awesome, blah blah. And she really got the short end of the stick, because if you've seen it, there's like barely any Lita Ford parts in it, and she's like really in the background. And when I talked to her, she said like her, Kristen Stewart, and who's the other one that's in it? Oh my God, you know who she is. She was a big name actress back then. Oh my God, I can't remember what her name is. She was in like, what was she in? What was the big movie she was in? I forget. Dakota Fanning, I think. I think that's what it was. Is that her name? I don't know, but she was like, Scout was really excited, saying how cool it was, and she thought this was going to be a big deal for her because she was right next to Kristen Stewart, and she kind of got left in the wayside. And I'm curious to talk to her about that if I ever have a chance to. Like, what happened? Like, is that how it was supposed to go, or did they cut a lot out? But anyway, Runaways is an awesome movie if you guys haven't seen it. What autographs you plan to get this convention? So there's two I'm booking for. Number one is Silver Scream Con, which is in Massachusetts. It's the first one ever this year, and it's being put on by the dudes from Ice Nine's Kills. So if anybody's a fan of those guys, they're putting on this convention. It's the first one. Now, back in Massachusetts for years, there was a horror convention called Rock and Shock, which was actually like the first convention I ever went to, horror convention. And Ice Nine Kills was always there as like guests and stuff like that. And I think they're trying to take where this left off, because this Rock and Shock closed down. I think 2019 was their last one, and they never came back. And it's kind of a bummer, because it was every October, and it was kind of like a part of your October every year. It was like, oh, Rock and Shock. So, and the only reason I say I'm wondering if they're kind of trying to take off where they left off, because the guest list is a very Rock and Shock style guest list. Like Rock and Shock always had like very similar guests, but this one has like Felissa Rose, Danielle Harris, James Earl Courtney, Skeet Ulrich. I'm trying to think who else they've got there. It's a decent lineup. I think it's a good lineup, but for someone like myself who's been to so many conventions through the years, it's just kind of like, yeah, I've seen all these people. Like there's no one there that I'm like, oh my God, like I've got to meet them. Like I've met everybody there. But I will probably try to talk and do a photo op or something, because I think Felissa Rose is doing like a sleepaway camp photo op thing where she'll have like the outfit on, and a goal of mine is to get her to take a picture with the Camp Rad Pack shirt. So I'm gonna see if I can make that happen somehow. So that's one of my goals there. I have a shirt for her I'm gonna bring that she can have regardless, but I thought that'd be pretty cool. And maybe Danielle Harris. I've met a bunch of times, but I don't know. I like Danielle, so I might go over there and try to see her. But that's I don't really have a game plan at that one that I know of as far as like what I need to get signed. But I will say the next convention is in October called Chiller Theater. It's in New Jersey. I go every year. I've been going for a long time. It's kind of an interesting. It's not horror. It's horror-esque, but it's just a lot of different celebrities and different movies and stuff. And you'll see people, like they have some wild celebrities there. Like it's just all over the map. The last time I went, it was like a Back to the Future reunion. They'll do like a reunion for the Warriors, and it's pretty cool. But this year they have a pretty cool lineup of people that I really wanted to meet. So they have an ET reunion this year, which is pretty cool. Probably get something from that signed. Who they have is they have Heather, what is her name? If you guys know Welcome to the Dollhouse, which is one of my like favorite movies growing up, She played Wiener Dog, Dawn. So Heather Matanzano, or whatever her last name is, I'm going to meet her. So that's a definite autograph from that. And a big one for me at Chiller is going to be Crisp from Kindergarten Cop. He was also the bully in 3 O'Clock High. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, but he's there, and he's been on my bucket list for years. So definitely getting that. And that is in October. Let's see. Jamie, I grew up in the 80s, never got to see any of those bands. I did, however, see Debbie Gibson. Cool. I saw New Kids. I've talked about this before. I think New Kids on the Block is the band I've seen the most in my whole life. I saw them when I was probably 10, and I've seen them as an adult probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times maybe. And they were with Tiffany when I saw them. But I did see Debbie Gibson with them recently, like 2 years ago. What's up, Matt? Huck, what's up, man? How you been? Huck's Pop Movie Culture Cafe. What is going on, man? Thanks, dude. It was a kind of a random thing. Were you thrilled that Bon Jovi's on the Prayer featured a Disney show called Miss Marvel? I got a lot of Disney fans into Bon Jovi. Sure, I guess. I don't watch it like anything Marvel related, so I don't know. I'm sure in time I will, because my son's 3, so I'm sure he'll get into that stuff. We got Oracle. I started watching Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That's my favorite. It's my favorite one. Now, if you check over here, see that probe game right there? That's a little Nightmare on Elm Street 2 reference. So you might always catch that in the background of my videos. That's a little reference to Elm Street 2. And Tanis, what's going on? Welcome. I love it. Joe Reese, I prefer ordered Lost Boys Deluxe Steelbook off Zavi. Have you ordered it? I talked about that earlier. Obviously, you probably stepped in a little late. I have ordered it. I'm not sure what my plan is here, because Cine Museum is putting out a better edition, but it's only limited to 300 and it's like $200. So I was going to pass on it, but obviously, the boys at Dead Pit are like really nagging me and being like, you love Lost Boys. How would you let that pass? It's only 300. You want to be one of those. They're testing me. I know what they're doing. They're trying to get me to fork the money over and do it. And trust me, it's working. Because again, it's Lost Boys, and if I can have the end all be all best edition out, I should do it because it's Lost Boys. If it was anything else, I would have been like, no, I'm not doing it. So it's hard for me to really say to people like, how could you spend $120 on 3 movies, Halloween, and me spend $200 on 1 movie, right? So it doesn't really make sense. The only justification is that Lost Boys is a way better movie than those 3 Halloweens, but hey, another day, other time. Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Ryan, Justin. Yeah, I love Justin. He just posted something the other day that he's taking some time off YouTube. But Justin's awesome, man. I've been watching Justin since he was like a teenager, I think. Percentage of post 2000 horror. I've mentioned this before, but I do have a lot of new subs. And again, if you guys are watching this and you're not subbed, sub over there, because I always got stuff going on. I'm proud of what I do on here. I try to make sure that I'm doing what I want to do and not what I think everybody wants me to do. And I will say that I'm pretty happy with, especially within the last year, the content, the look. I'm very big on does it look professional? Does it come off professional? Is it entertaining? Those are the big things I look for as a creator. And when I look back at my older videos, that's the one thing I can say to myself. And when I say older, I've only been doing this about 1.5 years. So when I say older videos, it's not that old, but I'll look and I'll be like, oh, I was too close to the camera. What the hell was I looking at? The lighting was off. Those are the things that really irk me about it. But Anyway, with that being said, I did a stream, or I did like a live stream early. It was called 2006 to 2009, I think it was called. And it was like the most underrated years in horror, ? And I think it was a great stream. It was an early stream. So again, it wasn't as polished as I wish it was, but I think the information is really good. So if you guys go back and check that one out, I was shocked because those years for me were really important in horror and collecting for me. And there was so much good stuff that came out around that time that I consider classics that are kind of underrated now. So if you go back and check out that video, if you haven't, like there's some, you'd be surprised on how much good stuff came out. It was almost like in between like the Saw boom and like the Paranormal Activity. Like Saw ended, Paranormal starts, right? So it's kind of in between that. And I'm not going to say Saw ended because I think Saw ended later, but it was kind of like right around like after Saw started. But I would go check that out. Wow. Motorhead open for Slayer. Wow, that's insane. Oh my God, I do too. I do too. I think at this point, because I think there might be only like one more season after this one, but they might as well just bring everybody because this, how many more big names can they do? Like Robin Lively would be great, right? Like get her in. You got to get Mike Barnes. I mean, the dude, I met him and after season 1 and he was like, man, I'm doing everything I can to try to get on that show. He's like, it's like a dream. That'd be a dream come true. And it's like, why isn't he there? He has to be there. Especially now with all these Cobra Kai dojos opening. Like, how can he not be on there? So I would definitely get like him and Robin Lively. And I'm trying to think, there's some other ones too. I can't remember off the top of my head who, but there's a bunch of other people that they could probably get. I would go watch that stream and I recommend a lot of good ones that you may have missed. Because again, I'm not that big of a fan of post. If you get me before 2000, like I'm golden. Afterwards, I'm very picky and choosy. Guys, I don't even want to tell you how bad I am at watching and caring about stuff now. Like there could be 100 movies. Oh, let's say there's 20 movies that come out in 3 months. I'd probably give a shit about 2 of them or watch them. I just don't. It takes a lot to pique my interest now. Oh, Piz was on? See, I didn't. Somebody else said everybody's streaming. Yeah, I had no idea Piz was on. I hope I didn't. Yeah, I was to say. I hope I didn't mess with the stream. How the hell would I mess with the stream? Nobody's gonna. Who knows me from over there? Oh, I didn't know that. See, I wish I would have went over there. This was like a last minute thing, Ken. The Runaway. Yeah, I'm glad you watched it. I loved it. I don't know, man. See, like to me, I do not. That to me, like I'll watch it, but I ain't rushing to see that. Nah. I mean, I like Hellraiser. I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan. I think the first 2 are good, but I think the first 3 are good. But after that, I'm kind of like, eh. Like, and a new Hellraiser to me doesn't do it for me. I'll watch it, but I'll probably have his. I don't know. I don't know what I'll think of it, to be quite honest with you. But I don't know. I'm assuming it'll probably get pushed back. It seems like everything else is. You got some reorganizing to do, or I do? You do, Ken. Ken mid-level, my boy. Go sub to him. I'm sure you're all subbed to him already. But great dude over there. Matt, I'm about to go live. Dude, come on. Listen. It almost makes me not sad, but like I get it, man. I get it. Like I understand because I should have made this channel 5 to 10 years ago. No doubt, at least 5 years ago. I've been, people have been telling me to make this channel for years, and I'm like, I need to be at right place, right time. I should have just did it, and that's the one thing I regret because, I'm coming into this very late, in the game, right? And I'm trying to, make a splash and keep you guys entertained and maybe be a little bit different than what normally is going on out there. But the one thing I will say is I'm not nervous in front of a camera. That's like the least of my worries. But for the people that are, like, all I gotta say is here's the deal. Even if you have one person watching you, just talk to yourself, man. Just don't stop. Don't do other things. Like, there's some streams I've watched, and if there's nothing going on in the chat, like, the person's just there, like, bobbing their head like this and, like, looking around and doing work. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if anybody pops into this stream, they're not going to want to stay. You're not doing anything. You know what I mean? So, like, just have some topics, Matt, that you want to talk about, and just roll with it, because if worst comes to worst, people are going to jump on, see you chatting away. They're going to want to see what you have to say. Or if they watch on the replay, it's not just going to be like nothing going on. So I would just say, get after it, man. Like, just go. Oh, wow. I'm way behind in the chat. Love the dirt. Hell yeah. Dakota Fanning. Yeah, I'm way behind. I got to catch up. ASMR. I love that stuff. It's so weird to say, right? Like, I put that on before I go to bed. Unless I'm watching, like, Brian Goes Blue and Pop and stuff. But if I'm not, I'll put that on. It puts me out in, like, 5 minutes tops. Wait, are you really about to go live? Matt, you don't even have a picture on your screen. What is it going to be? Just a black screen when they go live? Let's get a logo up in there, will you? Yeah, Chillicothe, New Jersey. That's one of my favorites. Oh, God, Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot. That really bothers me. 24-hour live stream. Woo. Oh, here we go. Here's a good talk right here. Here's what we can talk about. All right. I was going to do a review on it, but I was like, you know what? Not even going to waste my time. Prey. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I think it's very overhyped. I think it's very overrated, because I've heard like nothing but praise for this. Okay. And hey, it's okay. It's decent. But I think we fall into the same problem we fall in when it comes to things like wrestling, when it comes to movies especially, is that because everything we get nowadays is junk, when something comes around that's like mediocre, it becomes like the thing. Like, it was great, it was a masterpiece, and it gets put on this pedestal, and it's like, wait a minute, come on. It was passable, but that's it. What are we comparing this to? Predators have had awful sequels, in my opinion. You can't touch the Predator, the original one. You can't. So for people to be like comparing it to the original, it's like it's not even in the same realm. And for multiple reasons. Number one, I don't know how long the first movie is off the top of my head, but however long it is, I don't know how much difference it is than Prey, right? In length. The reason I say that is because, and I don't know if it has to do with the time we're in, and this is something I've been talking to people a lot about lately, is how much we took for granted years and years ago. Like, for instance, when you were, in high school and listening to, music, and again, it all depends on people's ages. I'm talking about like pre-2000s, okay? I mean, pre-2000s. Time was slow. You enjoyed the little things. You weren't addicted to your phone, social media. Work wasn't like, hey, everybody's going to work 24/7. It was like when you punched out, you were done, and you didn't have to worry about it till the next day. And everybody understood, because there was no phones to contact you or email you in all hours of the night. And everybody was fine with that. But we live in a world now where everything is just too quick at your fingertips. There's so much going on. Everybody's business. Everybody's posting social media. You're afraid, you're going to miss out on something. And again, I get caught in these traps too. You feel like you've got to post to keep yourself out there and relevant. And again, I work in fitness. So, fitness is another industry that it's very, I'm not going to say cutthroat, but, you have to put yourself out there if you want to be successful. You have to. And especially now when we do an online coaching and stuff as well, like I have to do stuff like that just to at least, people to know I'm around. And I think with movies, it's the same thing. So with Predator, I felt like you learned about 6 main characters in that movie that you really got to love and you really connected with, and they built these characters, and it was like a group of guys there that, you really just got behind, and you felt like you knew them. So when they died, you felt something, right? I mean, how many names can you say from that movie that you're like, oh, his character was awesome in that, like Jesse Ventura and all this stuff. So Prey, I feel like it would just, I don't even know what happened. Like, I didn't connect with anybody really. I think the dog was probably like the one I'm connected with the most. But my biggest problem with Prey was the lead. Now, I know people are excited because it's a strong female lead, which again, it's fine. I love plenty of movies with strong female leads. I love You're Next. I love Aliens. I love those movies. Do I think sometimes maybe companies are trying to do this on purpose now instead of just making a movie? They're like, hey, look, it's a female lead. You guys are going to like this. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, I think if things are forced, sometimes it's not always the best. Now, again, if she was good, great. My issue is I went into this blind and I knew nothing about what this movie was about. I didn't watch a trailer. I had no idea this was even a prequel. I had no clue, but I heard people say how great it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try, which if I didn't hear it was great, I wouldn't have even probably watched it. So I watched it. And for the first 10 to 15 minutes, I had no clue what was happening. It was a girl in the woods in a tent talking to a dog with Native American face paint on, throwing hatchets. But she's talking like she's a teenager from 2022. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, where are we? What year is this? Is she dressed up in a costume playing in the woods with her dog? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And then she goes and they finds the tribe, and all the tribe is there, and they're all talking with a little bit of like an accent. They're saying certain things that you would think that a tribe would say. And you said, okay, well, this takes place in like the 1700s, because this is obviously a prequel. But why is everybody around her playing a part of the 1700s and she's playing dress up and acting like she's like modern? And that threw it off for me. I was like, this is ridiculous. And on top of that, I feel like the CGI looked terrible. Why are we having all these CGI animals? I mean, again, you could have CGI animals. I was just watching something and it looked great. And I'm like, why can't they make that work? Like, how much money was put into this movie? I didn't think the animals looked great at all. Sorry about that, guys. I thought they looked bad. I think the premise, I like the Native American stuff. Big fan of Bone Tomahawk, and I know that kind of was an influence, I think, on this. But I think this had promise, and I think that it was pretty good. Besides her, I think it was pretty entertaining for me. But to think that this is even close to the original is baffling to me. Is it better than 2? In my opinion, no. But I can understand people saying that. I think a lot of people that are coming out and saying that probably have never seen 2. Is it better than all the other Predators and Predator vs. Alien? Sure. Okay, I'll say yes. Again, I didn't hate it, but I just don't think it deserves all the love it's getting. Because there's some big problems with it, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm glad we're talking about Prey, because I want to do a full video on it, but it's probably easier for me to just do it here. Really just let you know what I thought about it. And again, I don't think people are going to be talking about it in 3 years, but I think it's the hot new thing right now. Like, I think people like the idea of having the female lead, so they're going to try to hype this thing up and promote it. But to me, she wasn't believable at all, in any way or form. I mean, she's afraid of a bear, but she's not afraid of the predator. I mean, there's just a lot to it that it's kind of like head scratching to me that it's getting as much praise as it is. Now, again, like I said, it's not bad. It's actually pretty entertaining, but there's some flaws where I wouldn't put this up against the original at all. But anyhow, let's move on, and you guys can chime in on Prey. Because I know I'm in the minority. I see all these people talking great about it. Yes, Bren, that's who it is. Wiener Dog, Dawn, Matt Zarato from Hostel 2, yeah. I will. Oh, what's up, dude? I'm way back on the chat, and I hope you're still in here. But what is going on? I don't know which one of you guys it is, but guys, check out PBD Horror. They're from my area, Providence, Rhode Island. And what's crazy is I know these guys, but I've never collabed with these guys, and I know we've talked about it, and we'll make it happen. We will. It's just things are hectic. I'm sure they know. Check it out. They do interviews with a lot of cool people and stuff. So they're doing their thing over there. They're keeping horror alive in this area, and I respect them greatly for that. And I really have to go to some of their events. Like I said, it's just life is just so hectic, and like this is like my only little outlet on these hours that I can fit this in. But yeah, guys, go check them out. Great dudes from my area. Let me see. You're gonna pay me to ask her about how they did her death scene in Hostel 2? How about this? Pay me to get her autograph, and I'll try to ask her what I'm doing. But I'm definitely gonna meet her, no doubt. So I'll see. I'll see what kind of mood she's in before I start asking her questions like that. She might not want to talk about it. Look at this. I took Sue to a couple of... Wow. I'm going to have to say that to her next time. I don't think she's in this chat. Maybe she's with you right now. I don't know. But next time I'm in there, I'm going to ask her if she likes New Kids. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Mark Patton's a good dude. Big Elm Street 2 fan. You know, yeah, like... Here's the thing. I'm not even going to go that harsh with it, but I was a big, I grew up in the 80s, man. Disney was everything to me. Like, all those movies have a big place in my heart. They still do. Like, I can't wait till my son is a little bit older. Even probably now I can start, but like, I'm going to start showing him some of those Disney movies. Like, I can't wait to go back and watch all those that I grew up with. It's been a long time. But I think now with just the way the world is and stuff, like they've just tangled themselves up too much in it, and I think in some end it might come back and bite them in the butt. I think, and they're too big for their britches in some aspects, and they're gobbling up all these big names and making them what they think they should be. And I think it might hurt in the long run. But it's Disney, and they're not going anywhere. But I have no interest in Marvel, sadly. It's just not my thing. It's too CGI heavy. It's just not my thing. Star Wars, I loved the whatever the first one was called that they redid. I thought that was really good. And then The Last Jedi was kind of meh. And then I've never seen anything after that. So they kind of lost me at Last Jedi. I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker, whatever it's called. I have it, but I haven't watched it yet. I always do. They're good at that. They peer pressure me about buying the $200 Lost Boys set. Brad Dourif. Yeah, I met him before. I actually wouldn't mind meeting him again because I have this little, it's back here. You can't really see it behind the mic, but it's like a little, Chucky skull. I would love to have him to sign the base of it, so I hope to meet him again. Yeah, his radness is rising daily. Yep. Well, the $200 set has the original cover art, but it's like shine. It's like almost like lenticular kind of, not lenticular like a. How am I gonna word it? It's almost like foil-ish, but it's the original art though. Oh, I would love that. Actually, I was Michael for Halloween one year, so I have a wig like that. Nice, man. I am proud. So you got your Child's Play sets, though. I'm waiting on mine still. See what happens when I wait to buy these things? Now I'm the last to get them. Oh, you're not going live. Oh, it was all a big work? Is that what you're telling me? So I'm giving you all this heartfelt advice for nothing? That's what you're saying to me? I just poured my heart out to try to help you, and you're sitting there laughing at me? Damn. Man, if you feel that way, then you got to just do it. I think the hardest thing now is finding the time, and like maybe Ken understands too, but like that's the biggest thing for me is like I want to do this. I want to do this all the time. I want to do this. I want to do that, but it's hard. It's hard. You got life, you got work. Those things are so important, and to me, this is important as well. But it's fun. But it starts to just you got to put in your schedule, and you've just got to be out there. So I would just say if it's something you want to do it, because it is super fun and you meet great people. Smart man. Aaron Johnson. All right, it's getting late. I'm up here way more than I wanted. What are your opinions on Casper with Bill Pullman and his family movie plus? I liked Casper. I liked it. Oh, you better not be freaking truthful. You better not be. You're joking. You're joking. Oh, I see. Let me see. I'm just going to try to go. I'm doing exactly what I told you guys not to do during chats. Is just not say anything. Are we talking about Predator? Predator? I love it. Is it better than Prey from 83? It's different. Dustin. Oh, dude. It's going to be sick. I'm telling you. It's going to be sick. Now, here's what's interesting about it is I don't know how it's working because it's kind of like a dual headlining show. So, for instance, I think they switch off dates on who goes on last. So, for instance, Motley Crue went on last on Friday in Boston. And then they did a second show, and Def Leppard went on last night when I went. Now, I think Def Leppard going on last is the better option because everybody does great. But to try to follow up Def Leppard, and like I said, Def Leppard sound like they just came off the album. Like, these guys are like not even on Rockstar level. They're like legendary level. Like, I know Rolling Stones is like, oh, it's Rolling Stones, it's Aerosmith. But to me, it's like, why is Def Leppard not in that same category? Unless it is to the mainstream public. But I'm like, these guys are friggin' legends up there. So for Motley Crue to come on after that, I feel people are going to be kind of burned out. Because Def Leppard is just, it's out of control. So I was thinking about that last night, is that I wonder, because I've heard a lot of people being like, oh, Poison's great and Def Leppard's great and Motley Crue, I'm hearing a lot of negative stuff about Crue, and I think a lot of it has to probably just do with Vince Neil's voice. But I also think if they're seeing them on last, I can see how maybe you're kind of like, yeah, I'm burned out now. Like, this is not, I don't know. But that's just my opinion. But you let me know after you go see them what you think. Yeah, they need to. I don't know what the problem is. $200 Lost Boys set. Cine Museum is putting it out. It's like this big box with like it's like two 4Ks in one. It's like two big box. Basically, like, think about the Zavi set. It's two of those that are different housed in a bigger box. So you're getting all different cover art by like artists and stuff. You're getting all the same stuff from Zavi, except you're getting different artwork. You're getting two editions with different artwork. It's coming with like a noodle carton and like a milk carton, which I already own both of those. So to me, it's not even like, to be honest, like I'm basically would be paying $200 for different cover art in a box to house it in. Because like everything's in the Zavi set except for the artwork change. It's the same steelbook, and you get those props, which I already own all that. So it's shame on me. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I ain't getting that. I think I have Born on like DVD and in a box set, and that's where it's gonna stay. I ain't upgrading that. Yeah, like I said, Prey wasn't bad. Prey was actually fun, but I don't think it's as good as everybody says it is. I think it's on a pedestal it should be on. But like I said, if I had to say out of all the Predator movies, it's top 3. I like the native route. So what else I'm hearing is that you can actually watch it in a different language, like more, I don't know what you call it, like whatever the tribe was called, like that language, I guess. And I think that will make it so much better. Because like I said, I think one of my biggest issues was her in the way she spoke. Or how she didn't speak, I should say. So I think that would actually make it better for me. So I'm thinking about going back and watching it. And I'm not a subtitle guy. You guys all know that. My brain can't focus on that. But I think for this movie, I think I would probably enjoy it better. Oh. Cinemuseum. Check them out. Follow me on Instagram. I posted a picture of it. It's not on sale yet, but there's only 300 of them, so it's going to go fast. I don't even know if I'm going to end up getting it. I don't even know if I'm going to end up getting it even if I want it. I feel like, is there that many Lost Boys fanatics that are going to pay $200 for an edition? I don't know. The way you look, or do you just have one arm? Which one, Matt? Oh, it's dub. Oh, yeah, it is dub because that is in English. I see what you're saying. Okay. So it was filmed in English, dubbed. Yeah, they should have did it the other way around. Okay. Interesting. But I am caught up on the chat now. So, guys, thank you so much. There's a lot of good Q&A stuff going on here. I did run down the stadium tour. Like I said, you gotta go if it's coming to the area. So good. There's actually a cool tour coming to me. Now that I've seen this, I'm like all excited to go somewhere else. Problem is, man, what is with concerts now on the weekdays? Like, does nobody else work anymore? Like, it's crazy. Like, there's a tour coming that I'm like, oh my God, I would love to go to this, but it's on like a Thursday. There's 2. So number one, there's one, it's this is a little more current. It's Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, Atreyu, and Black Veil Brides. Like, those are like some bands like within that I'm into, that are more current. I would love to go to that. It's on a Tuesday night. Like, I can't go to that. And the next one is Skid Row. Obviously not Sebastian Bach though, which kind of is a bummer. Skid Row, Warrant, which I love Warrant, but R.I.P. Jamie Lane. But I would still love to see Warrant anyway. And Winger. Like, Winger, Warrant, Skid Row is on a Thursday. And, that sucks. Like, I can't do a Thursday. Like, I work. I work late. So that's a bummer. I wish there was more weekend shows. Like, I would have loved to go to both of those. I think they're great lineups and super fun, but I don't know. It's not like it used to be. Oh, mid-level works weekends. Okay, yeah. That's true. Yeah, all the good shows in the big cities are on the weekends. I'm in Alabama, we get all the good concerts on Tuesday mornings. It's crazy. I never seen anything like it. I used to go to concerts when I was like in my early 20s and teens, and I always feel like it was on the weekends because I would never have been able to go otherwise. But yeah, guys, so thank you again for coming in. We talked Prey. I told you about some shows coming up. I'm sure you'll see me with Ken at mid-level at some point. We got some things in the works, just no dates secured yet. So make sure to check him out. You'll see me with him doing some stuff. The big one is the RAD Pack episode 3 is coming on Friday night. Keep your eyes open on my social media and on this YouTube channel tomorrow because we will drop the link to you guys to RSVP and also the theme of the episode. So Like I said, you guys loved Camp Rad Pack. Hopefully you guys like this one. And a bunch of other stuff in the works, but no dates confirmed yet. So keep following me to find those things out. We talked Stadium Tour. We talked Prey. So thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys coming in. Still have quite a few people for being freaking 1 o'clock. All right, I got to go to bed, guys. Thank you guys again so much. Hit the like button on here. Supporting the channel really helps. Sub if you haven't, and make sure to RSVP for the Rad Pack episode 3 on Friday. It's going to be a fun one. I hope to see you guys there in the chat. All right, everybody, this is Garrett at Born to be Rad, and like always, stay